What is up, Baggies fans, football fans and sports fans, to another video on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit about the history of my football club, West Bromwich Albion, and giving you a little bit of a rundown of where it was all started and how we've done throughout the years. So yeah, let's get into it. From the heart of the Black Country comes built a club on grit, glory and community pride. West Bromwich Albion, or as the generations know them, the Baggies, have a legacy steeped in football history. Today we're taking a deep dive into the club's incredible journey, the origin of their nickname, the 125th anniversary of the Hawthorns, which is coming up this year, unforgettable moments like Jeff Astle's legendary FA Cup run, and the icons who have helped define our football club. Starting off with the beginnings, everybody got to start the story somewhere, and it all began in 1878 when workers from Salter's Spring Works in West Bromwich formed a football club. At first they were known as West Bromwich Strollers, not the most intimidating name, but they were serious about the game. By 1880, they renamed themselves West Bromwich Albion, adopting Albion from a nearby district. They turned professional in 1885 and quickly rose through the ranks. Then, in 1888, a defining moment, West Brom became one of the 12 founding members of the Football League, helping shape the very structure of the sport we love today. Now that is already a great start for us. One of the founding members of the Football League, and unfortunately nearly very so much one of the founding members to disappear, judging on our last owner. However, we've been saved and we can still say that we are one of the founding members and have been from the very get-go. Success came quickly for us. In 1888, Albion lifted the first major trophy, the FA Cup, beating Preston North End, the so-called Invincibles then, 2-1. They did enough for FA Cup in 1892, and in 1931 they had a truly historic season, achieving the rare double of winning the FA Cup and earning promotion to the First Division. That's something no other club has ever done in quite the same way. This early success solidified West Brom as a major force in English football, and by the 1930s they were drawing massive crowds to their home ground. Now, unfortunately, a lot of it is early glory for the Albion because it's been a long time since we've won a major trophy. Obviously, we've won a couple of championship, cups, but major trophies, it's been a long old while for us. So, why are we called the Baggies? Well, one of football's most iconic nicknames, the Baggies, has mysterious origins, but each theory reflects the club's deep roots in its working class culture. Some say it comes from the baggy trousers worn by turnstile operators in the early 1900s. Others believe it referred to the players' oversized shorts, which hung loosely compared to the slick kits of the rivals' teams. And then there's a story of a rival fan yelling, "Here come the Baggy Boys," only for fans to absolutely embrace it with pride. Whatever the truth may be, the Baggies is a term of endearment, identity and unity, a badge of honour in the Black Country and beyond. And we all know what we do when we score. It's boing, boing, Baggies, Baggies. So that is, great origins for a name, and it sticks to us and it's fantastic and it works really well. The football ground that we play at, the Hawthorns, we moved in 1900. 1900 we've been in that ground, coming up to 125 years of memories now. The stadium, which became the central to our identity, it was built on some hawthorn bushes, hence the name the Hawthorns. And in the corner of the ground there is a throstle, big throstle sitting in the corner, and the rumours have it that the reason that was built there is because when they were building the ground, a little throstle used to come and sit and look over the ground. So that is where that comes from. Sitting 551 feet above the sea level, it's the highest stadium in England above sea level, and that's what you get told on the stadium tour as well. That's pretty much our claim to fame, being West Brom fans. Over the years it's been modernised, expanded and reshaped, but in ways it's always stayed true to its roots. I've been past the ground recently myself. It looks like it's finally getting some much needed attention, repainting, new badges going up. Let's hope they sort the tannoy system out as well, and maybe we get a bit of pre-match entertainment as well. That would be fantastic. This year marks 125 years of the Hawthorns, from the rickety wooden stands of the early days to the electrifying Premier League lights under the lights. It's been a fortress, a community hub and a theatre of dreams. Not quite Old Trafford. It has hosted unforgettable goals, cup triumph, last-minute drama and generations of families who've passed their love to Albion down like a heirloom. And when we say last-minute drama, who can forget the Spurs game under Darren Moore? Wow. That, for me, is probably one of my all-time memories of last-minute drama at the Albion. Watching it going on, my dad had just got up to go get a drink and he'd missed it, and for that split second I thought we were doing it, we were staying up, obviously only to be relegated by Swansea the week later. But for that split moment, that is what makes the Hawthorns special, that tight-knit ground. And it was, wow, fantastic. Now, we can't talk about the history of Albion without talking about the King and the 1968 FA Cup glory. When it comes to West Brom legends, there's only one name that lives in the hearts of every Baggie, and it's Jeff Astle, or known simply as the King. In 1968 FA Cup, Astle produced one of the most incredible feats in football history. He scored in every single round of the competition, from the third round all the way up to the final. He knocked in crucial goals against Colchester, Southampton, Portsmouth, Liverpool, carrying Albion all the way to Wembley for the showdown against Everton. Now, that season, we'd actually lost four times to Everton, so it was never going to be a good one. However, the final was tight, tense and goalless after 90 minutes, but in extra time, Jeff Astle found space at the edge of the box, and with his left foot, he smashed the ball past Gordon West. Goal sealed a 1-0 victory and delivered Albion's FA Cup 5th title. Astle's name was written into the club history that day. No player had ever scored in every round and netted the final winner. That day, he became the legend. Even today, chants of Astle as a king echo around the Hawthorns, and rightly so. And if you live in Hawthorns, like I do, just not too far away from where I am is a lovely little place called Ael Bridge that was consistently spray painted with Astle is king, Astle is king, R.I.P. Astle, Astle is king. And every time it was washed off, a couple of days later it would reappear, to the point where the council have now put a commemorative plaque saying Astle is king on the bridge. So we now have that one special place. Now, we're not just talking about, one legend here. West Brom were trailblazers and breaking barriers. Beyond trophies, we made history in another way by breaking that racial barrier in English football. In the late 1970s, Cyrille Regis, Laurie Cunningham and Brendan Batson played side by side for the Albion. Dubbed the 3 Degrees, they weren't just outstanding footballer, they were trailblazers. They played with flair, power and confidence. At a time when racism from the stands was widespread, they faced hatred with dignity, responded by dominating the pitch. Regis in particular became an Albion icon, a powerful strikeout with a thunderbolt shot. He inspired a generation of black players to pursue their dreams. Today, a statue near the Hawthorns commemorates the trio, a powerful reminder of how football can lead to change. And it's not just them. We've employed someone like Darren Moore as our manager and stood behind him. And West Brom have always really been trailblazers for stuff, and it's nice to see that our club is steeped in that history. The modern years, well, it hasn't been so good for us in the modern years. In the 2000s to 2010s, we were known as the Yo-Yo Club, bouncing between the Premier League and Championship every other season pretty much. The unpredictable cycle earned them the chant "Boing Boing Baggies," a light-hearted nod to their resilience. But nothing topped the drama of the Great Escape in 2005. Bottom of the table at Christmas, everyone thought it was over. No team would ever survive from that position. But on the final day of the season, West Brom beat Portsmouth 2-0, and by some miracle, other results went our way. When the whistle blew, the Hawthorns erupted. Fans flooded onto the pitch in disbelief. For a brief moment, it wasn't about trophies. It was about survival, belief and unity. And that right there is the epitome of the Albion. Survival, unity, belief. We are all one when we go through that Hawthorns. We are all one supporting the team. Now, obviously, every team's got fans who moan and begrudge and stuff like that. But when it comes to the nitty-gritty, we stand up and back our team. And we always want what's best for us. Under the previous owner, under Gooch and Lai, we stood together firm and strong and really pushed to get him out of the club. And I think, again, without the fans doing that, I think we wouldn't have a club now. And that right there is what West Brom is about. Unity, being strong together and belief that we'd have our club back. So, every club has fans. Every club has some of the best fans. In my opinion, West Brom are the best fans. Football is nothing without fans. The West Brom supporters are among the most loyal in the game. One of the most emotional moments at the Hawthorns comes before kick-off as the fans sing Lord My Shepherd, or The Liquidator, whichever one you want to sing. It's not just a hymn, it's a ritual, a connection to the history, the family and the community. Through the highs and lows, the Baggies faithful have stuck beside their team, whether it's the dizzying heights of the Premier League wins against Man United, or tough Tuesday nights in the Championship, or even worse in the dark days of League One. Today, with fresh ownership and new direction, a young talent rising through the ranks, the future is still unwritten. But one thing is clear, the passion, the pride and the spirit of West Bromwich Albion will never fade. From a group of factory workers in 1878 to FA Cup glory in 1968, from trailblazers like Regis to modern day resilience, West Bromwich Albion is more than a football club. It's a symbol of heart, heritage and hope. 125 years of the Hawthorns, nearly 150 years of footballing memories. One club, one identity, one Albion. If you're a Baggie, share your favourite Albion moment in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification for everything we're doing on the channel. Thanks always for watching. And as always, up the Baggies.